might have seen that video of Meghan in South Africa being interviewed about how awful was the year 2019 for her. But when you start to dissect what she really said, you realize that it really doesn't make sense at all. Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and it will be great if you join us by just liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell. Let's get down to it. When you analyze someone's behavior, remember that the most important clue is what they are actually saying, their words. With that in mind, let's start with the first clip of the interview.
Perhaps you could just give us an idea of what the last year has been like. I guess that's a where would you start question, but give it a go.
It's hard.
Well, this is the first clue. Meghan takes some time to respond, and this can happen for many reasons. Maybe the person doesn't want to jump in the answer too quickly, or they are afraid that their answer could be misinterpreted. But these pauses in words are important in terms of nonverbal behavior, because those pauses are either genuine, because the person is trying to find the exact words, or is affected by the question itself, or are artificial pauses fabricated to look like you want to find an answer. No matter the case, you should be very aware of the facial expression. And in Meghan's case, the facial expression that she shows has nothing to do with sadness or being mortified by her memories. There's only a lip pressing there that can mean frustration, but when she really begins to speak, we realize something.
Hard. You know, I don't think anybody could understand that. But in all fairness, I had no idea, which probably sounds difficult to understand here.
Now, notice that her speaking speed changes along her answer. She starts with a very slow hard, then spurts out a handful of words, and then ends with the same argument that we've seen so many times. I had no idea. But this was 2019. She already had gone through many months of attacks from the tabloids, in which you'll remember that Kensington Palace defended her even before she was married to Harry. So this is a question I was asking myself, and it's a common sense question. If Meghan was so mortified by what the tabloids said about her, why didn't she consider not reading or searching them? She had communication staff at her service. Couldn't they take care of it? You know, as they say, out of sight, out of mind? Because that's why you have communications staff in the first place. You know, besides asking them how to write a letter that might be leaked to the public by some unfortunate accident. And that's one of the things that is so hard to believe about Meghan, that 2 years into this public relationship with the royal family, she had not figured out yet how this worked. And I noticed something very interesting in the second episode of the documentary The Princess and the Press, about Archie's birth. It says that the way that the Sussexes approached the public event of Archie being born did not comply with the standards of what is expected from a member of the royal family. And this was not yet a privacy concern, because Meghan was literally still a royal, and there are rules of engagement with the media. So in this case, the media felt betrayed because they were not notified the same day Archie was born, and at the same time there was no real photo up. The only thing the media got was whatever those 30 seconds was. Okay, Meghan decided to subvert the rules of the game. Everybody around her must have issued a warning that what she was doing was going to piss off the tabloids. If you're aware that you're pissing off the tabloids and you're entering your new experience as a mother, then I make my question again. Why bother being aware, reading, knowing the storm that the tabloids were raining on you? If you really wanted privacy, why did you care about the tabloids? She could have just told Jason Knauf, Jason, whatever they are saying, deal with it. I want to be with my son and my husband and my mirror until I'm ready for new public engagements. And you know which other task is done by communications staff? Filtering messages. Because I'm sure that there will be no shortage of people that still believe in Meghan and were sending all sorts of encouraging messages. She could have gotten just those. So the very fact that she claims that 2019 was hard in terms of her relationship with the media just reveals that she actively looked her own mentions on the internet. And for anyone that is moderately public on the internet, you know that it's a really bad idea. That's like throwing stones at a crocodile, then jumping straight into the lake, then complaining that you got your head bitten off. This is one of the reasons body language is never enough. Just picturing the situation in your head tells you that this just doesn't make sense. And it gets worse when you remember that Harry is in the mix. But maybe she's not interested in that part.
When I first met my now husband, my friends were really happy because I was so happy. But my British friends said to me, I'm sure he's great, but you shouldn't do it because the British tabloids will destroy your life.
Well, two things. First, she doesn't say Harry, but instead, my now husband, not mentioning him directly is wanting to keep him outside of the story, something very convenient at this time because most probably Harry must have told her, stop looking at your Twitter mentions, woman. And second, Meghan had British friends? Well, you learn something every day. But when she repeats what her British friend said, she whispers,
I'm sure he's great, but you shouldn't do it because the British tabloids will destroy your life.
That sounds exactly the way imaginary friends talk, whispering. But wait, it gets better.
And I very naively, I'm American, we don't have that there. What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not in tabloids. I didn't get it. So it's been complicated.
That's when she broke the bollocks meter. What do you mean America has no tabloids? Have you ever been to any convenience store in the US, girl? And you were born in Los Angeles? I think you have a misconception. Just the fact that they did not care about you prior to 2017 doesn't mean that they did not exist. Maybe that's what she meant when she said, I didn't get it, as in, I didn't get featured. Well, to be fair, it was good for American tabloids that Meghan appeared in the global scene because they were running out of Tom Cruise and Scientology conspiracy theories. So this is one of those very interesting occasions that there is not many contradictions between her words or her body language, but if you take a step back and consider what she's saying with a wider perspective, then you understand that her victimhood is self-inflicted because she just couldn't stop searching for herself in the media. Searching mentions, searching opinions, everything. That is awful. And yes, she purposefully leaves Harry out of this a second time.
I've said for a long time to H, that's what I call him.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just survive something.
Sorry, I had to stop it there. Well, first you see that she didn't mention Harry directly, but H. Wasn't Has his nickname? I'm confused. But what really bothered me is that Meghan went as far as to use the word survive. And I'm going to say it plain and simple here. She has no right to use the word survive when everything she had to do to avoid her attackers was close the bloody laptop, get yourself a flip phone, and stay away from news agents. That is offensive for millions of women all over the world that literally survive in inhuman conditions. And that's why as time goes by, more and more people realize that the so-called attacks that she claims could have been avoided with just an ounce of common sense. Unless, of course, she's a narcissist that just can't help but review every single mention of her in the media, including this video. Hello, Meg! If you want to refine your observation skills, all you have to do is download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas and it will always be a pleasure, my body language buddies. Much love and bliss.